So I did a bit of an oopsie, and you'll see, and yes, I'm sitting on full TP, full RP. I just woke up as well, but I did get into grade A, which was a little surprising, because as it turns out, I've been blocking my own El Condor Pasa, who is the basically the one winning me my races. So yeah, I accidentally, so I must have been clicking on my mobile screen, and I accidentally picked up a Daiwa Scarlet and an Oh Goody Cap. Not that you can't, because yeah, if you proc Breath of Fresh Air on a 300 for a high 300, low 400 stamina Uma, then turns out she has enough stamina, but. That's RNG, but yeah, otherwise, as you can see here, my gold chip absolutely not doing anything. And then my Silent Suzuka, you know, sometimes things happen, and it's great. Otherwise, most of it is going to El Condor Pasa. But yeah, let's just get into it. Again, we'll do one entry and then move on with our lives, so just making sure that who I have is who I have. That being said, I think it's because I played Uma Musume on my mobile device, and then I guess data wasn't saved, and so I either auto-selected or accidentally hit auto-select myself, which is pretty interesting to see. But otherwise, it's not going to go well either. If we get to Grade A Finals, I'm happy with that. Obviously, I want to get first in Grade A Finals, but if that doesn't happen, I mean, I know that I am to blame. That being said, I did lose more than a few runs, not based on RNG, just based on strategy, and obviously inspirations. Setting up the inspirations is pretty important, so as much as I wanted to cope and just stick with, you know, 1-star guts or 2-star power, which the latter is better than the former in my opinion, yeah, I shouldn't really done that. So, well, let's take a quick peek, because I think by now a lot of trainers have seen all kinds, but I am definitely going to get absolutely hurt because, yeah, having gold chip actually be end closer here would have probably helped immensely, but we're about to get just absolutely bodied, so let's find out. That being said, anyone who doesn't meet their stamina requirements or just happens to have, like, you know, not grade mile S can still win, because a lot of things can happen during the mid race. Again, if I didn't already say it, I'll say it again here, or I'll say it for the first time here. Early to 50% of the race is all on positioning, which a lot of RNG things can happen. But right after the finish line, I mean, you can just get stat gapped. Stat gapped is what I was trying to say, but you get the point. Also, running 3 front runners is really, really training intensive, as my poor front runner training Umas show. So my Umasume are not great. Again, L is the only one who usually has a hope. Silent Suzuka can get there, but she's normally just going to be slow. The 600 power really does a big number on things. That being said, I'm pretty sure there were, I think every one of the 3 main Uma Musume I'm fielding have had weird things happen during their training, like a migraine or something. But as we sit here, yeah, I don't have the things proccing for myself. Now, funny enough, my gold ship is slowly getting to the position to use Pump Iron if she had it, but that's not the case because she's a front runner as well. So we just take it in the face here, and yeah, we're definitely not proccing, angling, and scheming. Maybe an El Condor Pasa ultimate, but that's yeah, that's a lot to hope for when there's the same Sky in first. But we'll let the race run its course. And if nothing else, yeah, nothing much else happening. A random updrafters, I mean, just pick things for the best. I think Gold Chip has Flowery Landing as well, but it's not going to help because, again, a lot of it is missing power. The speed isn't all that bad, but it's also, yes, Mile S. I don't have Mile S anywhere, so 7th, 8th, and 9th. Goodness gracious me. But I mean, if I get into a lobby with trainers that happen to just, you know, mess up for whatever reason during their training, then we do have a chance. But yeah, otherwise, we're really hoping that a lot of coin flips happen in my favor. Whether it's because something bad happens to the other horses, or my Uma Musume just get in a good position and block. In a sense, my gold chip also is just blocking by being there, but boy oh boy am I really, really hoping that there's at least 5 fronts. Because with 5 fronts, gold chip can use her unique, but doesn't really help anyway, because it doesn't really unless it like procs at the perfect timing and everything goes wrong for everyone else. Otherwise, yeah, your lobbies, you will probably have a lot of vodka, but definitely a lot of El Condor pastas with, you know, Seiyun Skies, Sakura Bakshinos, and there was one more that I'm forgetting. But anyone who has a properly trained horse, not like me, will do really well in this Champions Meet. But again, we'll see what actually happens. So yeah, unless we take first here, oh boy, oh boy. I should have actually checked. I didn't check the other Musume this time, but if I'm getting blocked by debuff Sakura Bakshino, then, well, again, game's over. And again, at this point, my gold chip just exists to block everyone else most of the time. I did give it a try, but boy, oh boy. Yeah, so I don't want to see this because there aren't 5 or more front runners, which means a pace chaser, late surger, or end closer is already in front of me. So, yeah, it's not going to work as well. But yeah, anyone running late surgers, or basically not front runners, is probably using a Sakura Bakshino to block. You can properly build a Sakura Bakshino as well. I would have, but I really wanted to throw gold chip in, so, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, without further ado, this is ending really badly for me. Let's see. Let's try to take a guess how many of this entry, how many races I win in this entry, because boy, oh boy, is it not great. At this point, I should have just made Pace Pasa, but I just wanted to throw in 3 front runners and see how I do, and the result is not great. But otherwise, just getting, I mean, I want to get to the finals at all, if that's great, but otherwise, and I swear, I mean, you just have to take me at my word that I didn't just do 1 entry, because I think of that 1 entry I won 4 times, and hey, guess what? It was all El Condor Pasa, because the other 2, I think Dai was Scarlet. Maybe she was a front, but again, having just 2 fronts makes sure that there's at least 2 fronts. Ogre Cap was definitely not a front, so yeah, El turns out she performs a lot better without 2 other fronts that are not as competitive blocking the way. But now I'm the only front in this one, so here's hoping we accelerate. Let's take a quick peek. Who do I want to peek at? A Biwa, and off we go. Is this a debuff? Yeah, this is a debuff Biwa. Well, let's find out. We'll switch to landscape and move on with our lives. But yeah, my training has not been really, really great. But we'll focus on the races now. Not that, again, we should expect anything too different unless you see like an El Condor Pasa in end closer, or like, I don't know, maybe a Haru Urara. That is, I've seen a few trainers try to use Haru Urara, and she gets a lot. I've seen them get a lot of seconds. So she's definitely competitive, or basically the line that is everyone can be competitive, but yeah, just other Musume have their uniques that proc at very opportune times in this Champions Meet. But again, that's not to say that nothing weird can't happen, because definitely weird things can happen, like my gold chip having enough wits to pace keep up in front of our Silent Suzuka, and our L being stuck in the inner right here. This would be the last chance to actually pull forward here, but as we enter the final corner here, well, we're going to find out what happens. I didn't even proc Angling and Scheming because Gold Chip was in front, and she decided not to proc Angling and Scheming, so pain happens. El Condor Pasa is going to push forward, but we'll see what happens as we get debuffed left, right, and center. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Get really close, but yeah, the 2 vodkas are definitely going to fight for first here. So, I mean, it was already obvious at that point, but might as well commentate what's going on. And that was because my gold chip stole first place, so she didn't proc Angling and Scheming to even give me a chance, and 2, she robbed it from my other 2 fronts, which is pretty funny. Again, this is not an implication that 3 fronts can't work. In fact, 3 fronts is very, very powerful. It's just that you have to have the stat requirements for it, which I don't, so pain happens. That on top of that, yes, it would probably really also help to have what was I gonna say? Oh, Mile S. I'll keep reminding that because that's really important too. But hitting the acceleration skills is the next part. Next in priority right after, as we get 2 late starts back to back, and I think Suzuka did not proc groundwork, so that's gonna hurt. But let's see if we pull forward. We won't be able to pull forward for a good 200 meters-ish, because this corner is really hard to pass, and if you do pass, you've used up a lot of HP. So, shrug. So yeah, really hoping on L. If Gold Chip happens to win one, hey, that's mission complete, but not mission accomplished. Because the mission accomplished, as we do see Haru Urara here, who can pass us up, or at least pass all of my Uma Musume up. Because again, yeah, Suzuka's missing power. Everyone doesn't have Mile S on my team. And then Gold Chip does not proc things properly. And El Condor Pasa is missing a bit of power, but really it's just a Mile S at that point. So here's the angling and scheming for anyone who has it. And here's hoping that somehow L does something. Although I think my L is stuck. Yeah, she's stuck. On your left from Haru Urara is going to be good XL. Unfortunately, she's being blocked by El Condor, the other El Condor Pasa. Here's the actual end closer Gold Chip that you really should make, but if this Daiwa Scarlet maintains the lead because of angling and scheming, she'll maintain the lead. Nope. I didn't see if that Gold Chip propped Pump Iron or anything. Now I'm curious. I don't think it was a speed. Let me just see here. Speed difference? No. Low power, though, as opposed to, yeah, shooting an iron. I didn't see if she procced that, but I assume she did, because that was a very quick catch-up. 4 losses in a row. Can I go for 5? Funny enough, I think this is actually going to be worse than the previous Champions meet. But I guess we'll see. Gemini was pretty interesting, and if you didn't see that, well, all you need to do is see the final race and see how badly I performed. But anywho, let's see what we have on our plate this time. Yep, if we get debuffed as well, I think we probably just lose straight out, because that really pushes my speed requirements to pain. Yeah. So let's check who has. There's a Grass Wonder. Grass Wonder also performing spectacular in this Champions meet, but looking for anyone else. Pump Iron, Redshift late, and we do have 5 fronts, but will it work out is the question. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, I thought, was it Pump Iron that was RNG here? I think it is, but gambling in Uma Musume happens to work out more than not, because if nothing else, you can rob someone who's who might just outstat you by a little bit because of how little the variables can add up to each other in Uma Musume. That's all I'm trying to say. So as we get, as El Condor Pasa moves up just to get blocked here, at least we're blocking the Seion Sky relatively well, but yeah, unless we get more acceleration when we need it, it's nothing great is going to happen here. We do take the inner and just the second lane right after that, so it's good that we're blocking everything, but right after that, well, we'll have to see. Also, you'll notice, if I didn't already explain, the reason why I took Trick Front with Gold Chip is because I didn't have anything else. Same thing if you see me take, or if you take Gold Chip's innate rare stamina skill as an end closer, because if you put her not as an end closer but someone has that skill, it's probably because they tried to survive their scenario mode. That's all I'm trying to say. Because, yeah, things can happen. Now, if you have the resources, it's not as bad, but here, I mean, really not much else to say. Unless the Grass Wonder or Agnes Tachyon catches up here, we should be relatively okay. There's an end closer Gold Chip coming in from the outside, but I think with both Suzuka and L proccing their X cells, it's going to be close, if not just a blowout. Our Suzuka did our Suzuka get second? I guess we're going to find out right here. Don't need to look at the placing, I'm just going to look at this. Yeah, she did. Barely, though. It was pretty bad. So, hey, Group B, but that was just my first entry of the day. So, yeah, without further ado, not really much else to speak about. If you have anything to say, you always know what to do. But if you have something, if you say something and I'm just like, tilt my head and I don't have anything to add, that's what I'll do. But otherwise, I'll grab my tickets here and I'll do those off recording. But yeah, without further ado, nothing much else to say. Thank you for watching. And, you know, if you want to support me, you can do whatever you want. If you don't, that's cool too. Not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. Bye!